What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I will be doing a technical analysis breakdown for Alibaba Group Holdings with the ticker symbol BABA. I will first be going over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Please trade at your own risk. So let's take a look at BABA on the daily chart. Last week I looked at it was back on October 11th, and you can see that since then price has dropped a decent amount. So this was October 11th. Price closed right around that 110 level. And currently we're about 7% down, and we're 9% down throughout it was at once upon a time earlier in the week. So right now it's looking pretty bearish. We do see that I do see there's two legs down already. So this is one leg down right here. And then we just saw the drop. This is the second leg down. Measure move practically met. That's where we're seeing a bounce up today. But it looks like we could be seeing more downside. Why? Because it looks like price is still technically below the trend line, so there's still a bearish bias to the chart. So we'll see if this can end. But as right now, it looks like the bears are trying to continue to drop down the price, probably to fill in these gaps right here, these empty spaces between the candles, and maybe backtest this trend line right here that it broke for support. So it broke this long-term trend line. So a lot of times price likes to test levels before continuing in that direction. So it might come back all the way down to the high 80s, low 90s before continuing higher. So in the meantime, it is bearish. I would need to see price break this downward trend line. If you can break the downward trend line, the upper momentum is still in play. But as right now, the bears are taking the dominance on the chart. Looks like they're trying to drop down that price. This looks very similar to what happened in the past. A lot of times you'll see patterns repeat on the same chart. So you see that there was a massive run up all the way up to the $116, $117 level, and then a big drop, and price is below the EMA now, this blue line. Now let's take a look at the past right over here. Similar situation. We had a massive run up. Price went all the way up to the 118, 119 level. Even the 120 saw a massive drop. Price got below the EMA and then was not able to get back above it, and price continued to trend down lower. So very similar repeat pattern is going on the chart. What happened from basically last year? It was October through November and December. And now look at what we're seeing right now. Similar size situation right over here and then right over here. So again, it was a massive run up. Price was definitely overextended. It was due for a pullback. This is a pullback. However, you don't want the bears to be strong, meaning you don't want them to maintain this momentum to the downside. You want to see this trend line broken to the upside. So we'll see. I'm not expecting price to fail in this rally. I'm just expecting price to go lower first before going higher. I still think it can go higher. The measurement target hasn't been reached yet at the 130 level, so there's still incentive for the buyers to drive up the price. There's still a little bit more room to the 120 level as well, the stronger resistance. So I think this is just a pullback. But the thing is that there's not a lot of support until lower prices. So we might see price reach that 90 or high $80 level before seeing another rally higher, something like that. So I'd be shocked if price can break out of this trend line. If it can, that's good news. Maybe we make a higher low and then we rally. So that's another possible situation. But as right now, it looks more likely we go down and then up instead of going up from here. So we'll see what happens. But as right now, it looks like BABA is bearish in the short term. But medium to long term is still looking bullish. So here's a look at the weekly chart. Mostly sideways, basically dating back to February of 2022. So we're at the same price as that level in the past. We're at the same level as that price in the past. Again, price was overextended. Whenever price gets far away from the EMA, you'll see a retracement to it. So even it works on the bottom side right over here. Price worked its way to the EMA. It's kind of like a rubber band effect. Whenever it gets stretched too far, it's going to pull back. So now it's pulling back to the EMA, and that's also where that downward trend line is that price was able to push through. So before we continue higher, I'm expecting lower prices as right now. So this week most likely will close red. It's bearish, and I expect a little bit more downside in the future. It could somehow find support at this level. There is some possible support that could be created at this level. This was a prior double top right over here, and we are back above it, so that's a good sign. So again, I'm not saying it's guaranteed to see those lower prices. I'm saying it's looking likely, but there is that possibility for price to continue higher if it breaks this downward trend line right over here. But until then, that momentum might be kept all the way to these lower prices. So as right now, Baba is looking more bearish than bullish. Overall, the chart is still telling me we can see higher prices, but in the meantime, it's most likely going to be continuing lower, at least in the short term. So that's for Baba on the daily, weekly charts. Most likely, I'll give you guys an update next week, Friday. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.